Recruiters are spending an average of 7.4 seconds looking at your resume. 7.4 seconds. That's less time than it takes to read this sentence out loud. You know you're qualified. You've got the skills, you've done the work, but somehow you're stuck sending out 200 applications and hearing nothing back. Here's what's actually happening. Recruiters are spending an average of 7.4 seconds looking at your resume. 7.4 seconds. That's less time than it takes to read this sentence out loud. And it gets worse. 80% of resumes don't even make it past the first screen. Your resume isn't getting rejected because you're not qualified. It's getting rejected because you don't understand what recruiters are actually looking for in those 7.4 seconds. I'm Mary Southern. I'm an ex-Amazon recruiter, and over the past decade, I've written more than 4,000 resumes for clients who've landed roles at Microsoft, Google, Netflix, Tesla, and hundreds of other companies. I've sat on both sides of the hiring table. I've reviewed tens of thousands of resumes as a recruiter, and I've written thousands more as a resume writer. And today, I'm going to show you the exact strategy that gets my clients past AI screening systems and into interviews, even when they're competing against candidates with more impressive backgrounds. Because here's the truth. The rules of resume writing have completely changed in the last 2 years. Right now, 83% of companies are using AI to screen resumes. Think about that. That means your resume isn't just being read by humans anymore. It's being judged by algorithms first. And if you don't know how to optimize for both, you're not making it past round one. But here's the twist that most people miss. 62% of employers are now rejecting resumes created by AI that actually lack a personal touch. So you can't just stuff your resume with keywords and hope for the best. You need a strategy that beats the AI while still connecting with the human on the other side. And that's what we're covering today. I'm going to break down 5 specific strategies that separate resumes that get interviews from resumes that get ignored. We're talking about the exact structure recruiters look for, the ATS optimization methods that actually work, how to reframe your experience around skills instead of job titles, the achievement formula that makes recruiters stop and read, and the strategic section placement that captures attention in less than 3 seconds. And if you stick with me until the end, I'll show you the single biggest mistake I see on 90% of resumes. A mistake that's costing you interviews right now, and one you can fix in the next 10 minutes. So let's get into it. Strategy number 1, master the 7.4 second window. Okay, so recruiters are spending 7.4 seconds on your resume. Let's talk about what that actually means for you. When I was recruiting at Amazon, I was reviewing 200 to 300 resumes per day for multiple roles at the same time. You do the math. I physically didn't have time to read every word on every resume. Nobody does. So here's what actually happens in those 7.4 seconds. I'm scanning. My eyes are moving in a specific pattern, looking for specific information, and if I don't find it immediately, I'm moving on. Eye tracking studies show that resumes with simple layouts and clear section headings capture recruiters' attention more effectively. Your resume needs to be scannable, not readable, scannable. There's a huge difference. When recruiters scan your resume, they're following what's called an F pattern or E pattern. Your eyes naturally move left to right, across the top, then down the left side, occasionally cutting right when something catches your attention. If your resume doesn't accommodate this natural reading pattern, you're actually fighting human biology. Here's what you need to do. First, use clear, bold section headers. Work experience, skills, education. Make them impossible to miss. Recruiters need to find information fast, and if they have to hunt for where your job history is, they've already lost you. Second, lead with your job titles. Not your company names, your job titles. I see so many resumes that bury the actual role under the company name. Recruiters need to know what you did, not just where you worked. Make your job title the boldest, most prominent text in each entry. Third, use bullet points, not paragraphs. I cannot stress this enough, okay? If I see a block of text describing your job responsibilities, I'm skipping it. Bullet points force you to be concise and make information skimmable. Keep it to 1 to 2 pages depending on your experience level. Nearly 60% of employers spend 11 seconds or less viewing a resume. If you're making them flip through 3, 4, 5 pages, you've already lost them. Here's a real example from a client I worked with. I'll call her Sam. Sam had 8 years of project management experience. Her original resume was 2.5 pages long, super dense paragraphs, tiny font, crammed with every single responsibility she'd ever had. I rewrote it. 2 pages, clear sections, bold job titles, bullet points that started with action verbs. Same experience, completely different format. She went from 3 months of applications with 0 interviews to 5 interviews in 2 weeks. Same qualifications, same experience, a different resume structure. Here's the lesson. Your resume isn't a long history of everything you've ever done. It's a marketing document designed to get you 15 minutes of someone's time. Treat it like that. Strategy number 2, beat the AI without losing your humanity. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. It's AI screening, right? 83% of companies are using AI to screen resumes right now. If you're applying to any mid-size or large company at the moment, your resume is almost definitely being scanned by an applicant tracking system, possibly before a human even sees it. These systems are looking for keywords, specific skills, certain formatting structures. And if your resume doesn't match what the algorithm is looking for, it gets filtered out before a recruiter even knows you applied. But here's where it gets tricky. 62% of employers now say they reject resumes that lack a personal touch. So you can't just copy paste the job description into your resume and just cross your fingers and hope for the best. That makes you sound like a robot. And even if you do get past the AI, the human reading your resume will see right through it. You need to optimize for both. And here's how you do it. Step 1, identify the actual keywords that matter. Don't just grab every word from the job description. Focus on hard skills, certifications, specific tools, software. If the job description mentions Python, SQL, Tableau, those exact terms need to be on your resume if you have experience with them. If it says PMP certified and you're certified, that needs to be prominent. Step 2, use those keywords naturally within your achievements. Don't just list them, weave them into your bullet points. Instead of writing managed projects, write led cross-functional teams using agile methodologies to deliver projects 20% ahead of schedule. You've included agile, the keyword, while also showing impact. Step 3, create a skills section near the top. This is your keyword bank. Technical skills, tools, softwares, methodologies, some soft skills, the most salient keywords that are in the job description. Make it easy for both AI and humans to see what you know. But don't just list random things. Only include skills relevant to the jobs you're applying for. Step 4, match your language to the job description without keyword stuffing. If the job says stakeholder management, use stakeholder management, not working with people across departments. The AI is looking for exact matches. But, and this is a critical but, you still need to tell a story. You still need to show personality. You still need to make a human want to meet you. I had a client, his name is Marcus, and he was applying for data analyst roles. His original resume was this long list of tools, right? So Python, R, SQL, Excel, Tableau, Power BI. That's it. No context, no achievements, just a list. I restructured his resume to include those keywords within stories, built an automated Python script that reduced data processing time by 15 hours per week, created Tableau dashboards that help leadership make faster decisions on a $2 million budget allocation. Same keywords, same skills, but now there's context, there's impact, there's a reason to care. He went from being ignored by AI systems to getting past screening and landing interviews. And when he got into those interviews, he had stories to tell, not just a list of tools that he knew. Here's the lesson. AI optimization isn't about gaming the system. It's about speaking the language that both machines and humans understand. Keywords get you through the door. Stories get you the interviews. And look, If you want to see exactly how your resume performs against AI screening right now, I've built a free ATS analyzer tool on my website at www.resumeassassin.com. You upload your resume, paste in the job description you're applying for, and it'll give you a score plus 5 specific improvements tailored to that exact position. It only takes about 60 seconds, and it'll show you exactly what the AI is seeing when it scans your resume. The link is in the description. Okay, strategy number 3. Reframe around skills, not just credentials. Here's something that's changing fast in hiring, and most job seekers haven't caught on yet. Companies are moving away from credential checking and towards skills-based hiring. Traditional markers like degrees, years of experience, and where you went to school are becoming less important. What's becoming more important is what you can actually do. This is huge for people who don't have traditional backgrounds, self-taught developers, career switchers, people who took unconventional paths. If you know how to reframe your resume around skills and results instead of credentials, you can compete with people who have more impressive backgrounds on paper. Here's how you reframe your resume. First, move your education section to the bottom. Unless you just graduated or you went to a particularly prestigious school, your education is not your main selling point. Your skills and achievements are. Put those front and center. Second, create a professional summary or career highlight section at the very top. This is a 3 to 4 line paragraph that immediately tells a recruiter what you're good at and what kind of impact you can make. Not what you want, okay? Not your career objective, what you bring. Here's an example. Data-driven marketing professional with 6 years of experience using digital campaigns that drove $5 million in revenue. Expertise in Google Ads, SEO, and conversion rate optimization. Proven track record of increasing ROI by 40% year over year. See what that does? It tells me exactly what you do, how long you've done it, and what kind of results you deliver. Third, rewrite your bullet points to focus on skills plus outcomes, not tasks. Most people write resumes like job descriptions, like responsible for managing social media accounts, responsible for creating content, responsible for analyzing data. That's boring. That's what your boss told you to do. I want to know what you achieved. Instead, grew Instagram following from 5K to 50K in 8 months by implementing data-driven content strategy. Increased engagement rate by 35%. Now I know you understand social media growth, content strategy, data analysis, and you can deliver measurable results. Fourth, if you don't have a degree, don't highlight that gap. Highlight your certifications, boot camps, self-directed learning, and portfolio. Create a certifications and trainings section. List online courses you've completed. Link to a portfolio or GitHub if you're in tech. I worked with a client, her name is Jen. She didn't have a college degree. She'd worked her way up from an admin role into managing operations for a mid-sized company. But every time she applied for director level roles, she got filtered out. Why? Because the job descriptions required a bachelor's degree. We completely restructured her resume. I removed the education section entirely. It's not lying, she didn't have one to list. We created a professional summary that led with her accomplishments, reframed every job entry around skills, project management, process optimization, team leadership, budget management, quantified every single result. She started getting interviews. And you know what happened in those interviews? Nobody asked about her degree. They asked about her achievements. They asked how she'd handle specific situations. They were hiring her for what she could do, not what school she went to. And guess what? She got the job. $120,000 offer, director of operations, no degree required. The lesson, your resume should make it impossible to ignore your capabilities. If recruiters are focused on what you've accomplished and what you can do, they're not focused on what you might be missing. Strategy number 4, the achievement formula that absolutely stops recruiters in their tracks. Now we're getting into the specifics of how you actually write bullet points that make recruiters stop scrolling and pay attention. Most resumes are filled with what I call the responsibility statements, right? Stuff like managed a team of 5, handled customer inquiries, responsible for social media. These are completely useless. They tell me what you were supposed to do. They don't tell me if you were any good at it. Recruiters don't care about your responsibilities. They care about your results. Here's the formula used for every single bullet point on your resume. Action verb plus what you did plus how you did it plus quantifiable result. Let's break that down. Action verb. Start every bullet point with a strong action verb. Led, built, increased, reduced, developed, launched, transformed, right? Not responsible for or duties included. Those are so weak. What you did. Be specific. Led a marketing campaign is really vague. Led a Q4 product launch campaign targeting millennial consumers is very specific. How you did it. This is where you show your methodology, your tools, and your approach by implementing A/B testing across email and social channels, or using Python to automate data analysis. And the quantifiable result. This is the most important part. Numbers, okay? Percentages, dollars amounts, time saved. Increase sales by 30%. Reduced processing time from 6 hours to 45 minutes. Generated $500,000 in new revenue. If you can't quantify it, it's hard to prove it mattered. Here's a before and after example. Before, manage social media accounts for a company. After, grew LinkedIn following from 2K to 25K in 6 months by creating data-driven content strategy, resulting in a 150% increase in qualified inbound leads. Do you see the difference? The first version tells me absolutely nothing. The second version tells me you understand social media growth, content strategy, data analysis, LinkedIn specifically, and you can directly tie your work to business outcomes. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I don't have quantifiable results. My job doesn't work that way. Yes, it does. You're just not thinking about it correctly. Did you save time? That's quantifiable. Streamlined onboarding process, reducing new hire training time from 3 weeks to 10 days. Did you improve a process? Quantify it. Reorganized filing system, reducing document retrieval time by 60%. Did you make your boss's life easier? Quantify that. Automated monthly reporting, freeing up 10 hours per month for strategic work. Every single job has measurable impact. I guarantee it. You just have to find it. And here's the so what test. After you write a bullet point, ask yourself, so what? Why does this matter? If you can't answer that question, the bullet point isn't strong enough. I managed a team of 5. So what? I led a team of 5 junior analysts, mentoring them to exceed their quarterly targets by 20%. With 2 team members receiving promotions within a year. Now it matters. Now I can see you're not just a manager, you're a developer of talent who actually delivers results. I worked with this client named David. David was a software engineer. His original resume was a list of technologies, right? So Java, Python, AWS, Docker. He was just using lists. So I rewrote every single bullet point using this achievement formula. Architected and deployed a microservices infrastructure using Docker and AWS, reducing application downtime by 80% and supporting 3 times traffic growth without performance degradation. Same technologies, but now there's a story attached. There's impact. There's proof that he didn't just use these tools, he used them to solve real business problems. He went from being one of hundreds of Java developers to being a problem solver with a track record. He got the interview. He got the offer. 40% salary increase. The lesson? Every bullet point on your resume should make a recruiter think, I need to talk to this person. If it doesn't do that, rewrite it. Strategy number 5, the strategic section placement. Okay, the first 2-second hook, the final strategy. This is about where you put information on your resume, not just what you include. Remember, recruiters are scanning your resume in 7.4 seconds. That means the top third of your resume, the part they see first, is the most valuable real estate you have. Most people waste it. They put their name at the top, okay, fine. Then their address, great. Then an objective statement, completely useless. Then, halfway down the page, they finally get to their actual qualifications. By that point, the recruiter has already moved on. Here's the structure you actually need to use. At the top of your resume, your name, big, bold, contact information, your phone, email, LinkedIn, all on one line. That's it. Professional summary or career highlights, 3 to 4 lines that immediately tell the recruiter who you are and what value you bring. Key skills section, a quick hit list of your most relevant skills, tools, and methodologies. That's your hook. That's the first thing a recruiter sees, and it needs to make them want to keep reading. The middle of your resume can have a career highlights section where you highlight your most impressive achievements that are relevant to that specific position. Your work experience should be in reverse chronological order, your most recent job first. This is your meat, okay? This is where you prove what you claimed in your summary. Use the achievement formula we just talked about. At the bottom of the resume, education, certifications, and additional sections like volunteer work, publications, and languages, only if it's relevant to the job. Do you notice what's not on this list? An objective statement, a long paragraph about what you're seeking, a list of hobbies. Recruiters don't care what you want. They care what you can do for them. Here's an example. I had a client, her name is Rachel, and she was applying for project management roles. Her original resume started like this. Her name, full address, including zip code, objective, seeking a challenging project management position where I can utilize my skills and grow professionally, and then buried halfway down the page was her actual experience. 7 years managing multi-million-dollar projects, certifications, results. I completely restructured it. Name, phone, email, LinkedIn, project management professional, PMP, certified project management professional, certified, results-driven PM with 7+ years leading cross-functional teams on $5 million plus projects. Expert in Agile, Scrum, and Waterfall methodologies, consistently deliver projects on time and under budget with 90% client satisfaction rate. I added a key skills section that included all of the relevant keywords. And then we went into her work experience. Same person, same qualifications, but now, in the first 2 seconds of looking at her resume, I know exactly who she is, what she does, and why I should care. She started getting callbacks, multiple offers. She took a role with a 30% salary increase. Your resume, like a billboard on the highway. You have about 2 seconds to catch someone's attention before they drive past. Make those 2 seconds count. Okay, let's recap what we just covered. Number 1, master the 7.4 second window. Your resume needs to be scannable, not just readable. Clear headers, bold job titles, bullet points, not paragraphs. 1 to 2 pages maximum. Strategy number 2, beat the AI without losing your humanity. Optimize for keywords, but weave them into stories. Don't just list skills, show how you've used them to create impact. Strategy number 3, reframe around skills, not credentials. Move your education to the bottom. Lead with what you can do, not where you went to school. Quantify your results. Strategy number 4, use the achievement formula for every single bullet point. Action verb plus what you did plus how you did it plus quantifiable result. Make every line prove you're worth talking to. Strategy number 5, strategic section placement. The top third of your resume is prime real estate. Use it wisely. Professional summary, skills, highlights, then experience. If you implement these 5 strategies, your resume will stand out. It'll get past AI screening, it'll capture a recruiter's attention in those critical first few seconds, and it'll get you interviews. But here's the biggest mistake I see on 90% of resumes, and I promised I'd tell you, so here goes. People write their resumes like job descriptions instead of like accomplishments. They list what they were responsible for, not what they achieved. They describe tasks, not results. They tell me what they did, not what happened because they did it. Your resume should not read like a to-do list, okay? It should read like a highlight reel. Every single bullet point should answer the question, what changed because you were there? If you can't answer that, you need to rewrite the bullet point. Look at your resume right now. Go through every single bullet point and ask yourself, does this show responsibility or does it show results? If it's responsibility, you know what to do. Rewrite it, quantify it, show the impact. That one shift from responsibilities to results will absolutely transform your resume. and it'll transform your job search. All right, if you found this helpful, do me a favor, subscribe to this channel. I post new videos every single week about resume writing, job searching, and LinkedIn growth. All of the stuff that I learned from recruiting at Amazon and writing over 4,000 resumes, as well as optimizing well over 4,000 LinkedIn profiles. And if you want me to personally review your resume, I've got a link in the description where you can book a one-on-one session with me. I'll go through your resume line by line and show you exactly how to make it interview ready. Thanks for watching. Now go fix your resume. You've got interviews to land.